followers of Christ. Hope you're doing well. So today I'll be taking you guys through Genesis chapter 5 verse 12. And it says, when Cainan had lived 70 years, he became the father of Mahalaleel. That's the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So this verse has 7 main teachings or lessons we can take away from it. The first one, God determines the timing of life events. Cainan became a father at 70 years old, which was early compared to previous generations. This reminds us that God's timing for major life events is different for each person, as seen in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. That's a spoiler, we'll get there. The second teaching, God's plans advances through generations. Cainan was part of the righteous lineage that led to Jesus Christ, as seen in Luke chapter 3 verse 36 to 38. This shows that God's plan for salvation was already unfolding through each generation. The third teaching, every generation has a role to play. Every generation has a role to play. Just as Seth, Enos, and now Cainan played a part in God's plan, each of us has a purpose. This teaches us that no one is insignificant in God's kingdom, as seen in Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. The fourth teaching, God's blessings of family continues. Cainan's son, Mahalaleel, would continue the godly lineage. This reminds us that children are a blessing and a part of God's plan, as seen in Psalms chapter 127 verse 3 to 5. The fifth teaching, faithfulness extends beyond personal lifetime. Cainan's faith impacted his children and descendants long after he was gone. This teaches us that our faithfulness today has lasting consequences. The sixth teaching, God honors righteous lineages. While Cain's descendants were known for rebellion, Genesis chapter 4 verse 16 to 24, as we saw in Genesis chapter 4 verse 16 to 24, yeah, go check out those 26. Cainan's family followed God. This shows that God blesses those who walk in righteousness, as seen in Proverbs chapter 20 verse 7. The seventh and final teaching, God's plan moves forward even in a sinful world. Despite growing sin in the world, God preserved a faithful remnant through Cainan's lineage. This reminds us that God is always working, even when the world seems dark, as seen in Romans chapter 8 verse 28. That's a spoiler, we'll get there. We as Christians should trust God's timing for our lives. Major life events happen according to God's plan, not ours. We as Christians should be part of God's greater purpose. Even if we don't see it, our lives fit into God's divine plan. We as Christians should invest in the next generations. We should teach our children and others to follow God. We as Christians should recognize that family is a blessing. God uses families to carry out His will. We as Christians should live faithfully, so our legacies honor God. What we do today affects generations after us. We as Christians should choose righteousness over sin, because God blesses those who walk in His ways. We as Christians should have hope that God's plans continue even when the world is dark. God is still working. So that's all I had for today, guys. And as usual, thank you very much.